have on the back.
What's going on, beautiful people? I'm the Grandmaster, and I also go by D-Ray, bringing you guys the next episode of the Grandmaster's Table. And I am joined, as always, by my beautiful co-host Summer. Going to say hi?
Hi.
God damn it, dude!
I can't take you seriously right now when you say beautiful co-host because I haven't washed my hair in like 3 days and I'm in my pajamas.
Woo! Natural state. We'd love to see it. It's funny because Summer's got the giggles right now, so I had to get her to compose herself. She was on social media, Facebook, and what were we on? Facebook? What else?
I don't know why Facebook was so good tonight, but it was.
So she had like the giggles where you just laugh at literally everything, and so I had to kind of get her to focus to get going because right now you said like apples should just die laughing.
Yeah.
It's just what were we looking at?
I don't know, a lot of stuff. It's just it piled on. You know when something makes you laugh and then like the next thing it's like funny. And then I don't know, it was like a freaking snowball effect.
Yeah, it just steamrolls from there.
Yeah. Guys,
speaking of laughter and fun times, today we have a really, really cool episode for you today. Our guest is someone that is always genuine. He's always really nice to everyone that he comes across. He's one of those people that always is welcoming you with open arms. Get ready for some positive vibes. Super happy to bring to you MarioBee. Going to say hi, my man.
Hey guys, how's everyone doing? What up, YouTube? I'm very honored, very thankful to be on the podcast today. How you guys doing?
We're doing good, man. I told him before the recording that he's got the nerves, and I love it because we're gonna get to dissect him in his life and who he is as a person. If you're excited for it, do us a massive favor, make sure you smash the thumbs up button, and if you're new, por favor, hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications, hit the bell button so you get notified every single time we post a new video. So Mario, how you doing today, man? Everything going good?
I love that intro. Can I just start it off by saying that? I love that intro. I always wonder how you are able to do that without losing your breath. But
my God, for real.
I'm doing good, guys. LA just started getting cold, so getting adjusted to that cuddle weather. But definitely doing all right. How are you guys?
We're doing good. It's funny you said about
we're freaking freezing.
Freezing your asses
It's like 30
out.
degrees outside right now because we're in close to the mountains.
Man.
Yeah, so we're cold here.
It's funny
like
you said that.
Degrees and I'm dying.
Yeah,
I know the adjustment's crazy. It's funny you said that about the intro. It's because I was looking back at some of my old videos. We're nearing towards the year mark where I started the channel.
On the 23rd.
On the 23rd is when I started the YouTube channel, and I was looking back at the videos. I was debating whether or not I wanted to do one of those like looking back cringe videos, and I watched myself, and I started doing it really, really slow. I actually had some of the same mannerisms that you do because you have this like calm, cool, very mellow vibe tone to your voice. Nice. Yeah, that's when everyone before I became a goon. Oh my lord. So it's kind of the same way where you started. So you're just all this mellow persona. Is that something that carries with you every single day?
Yeah, honestly, I'm just a laid back dude. Like my girl's always getting mad at me because she's like, you show no emotion, but I'm just kind of riding the wave.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, I consider myself just a mellow person. Like when I was like really young, my grandma used to tell me like there's no point of being because my grandma actually got into like a huge fight with one of her brothers, and then he ended up dying like a month later, and they were like on really, really bad terms. So she always just told me when I was a kid, like, don't let anything try to solve your problems in the same day type of thing. Just normal like grandmas give the best advice. So she would just always be giving me advice like, don't let things get to you, don't hold grudges. So I typically just try to be in a good mood, good vibes for sure.
Yeah,
you're woke, bro. Advice. A lot of people don't get that.
That's a good advice. Like nothing, like a lot of things are not that serious to be like so upset about, something that you can't like just solve right away or not hold it in and stuff. Yeah, it can be hard.
Definitely.
It can be hard.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
So
it takes a lot of patience.
For real.
100%. You kind of keep that same persona when you do your content. Do you how long have you been doing this? How long have you been on YouTube?
I've been on YouTube for I think a year now. Almost, I want to say like a year and a half, maybe.
Oh, okay,
almost
cool.
Maybe even 2 years. Honestly, I don't even know. And it's funny that you mentioned about the reacting to one of your old videos, because I tried doing that a couple weeks ago and it was so cringe. I just couldn't. I was like, oh my god, like how did this video get 20 views? Like 20 people wasted a whole hour watching this video because it was so bad. Like honestly, I just couldn't. But yeah, I started maybe like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago max.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're around the same timeline, somewhere around there.
Similar.
You being this calm, cool, collected guy, and you said that this is kind of you outside YouTube as well. Do you find it kind of difficult to be that pepped up version of maybe someone that's looking for like exciting content, someone that's looking for something that's more high pace? Let's just say like it's a Wi-Fi battle or a draft league battle. Maybe do you find it difficult to kind of flip that switch to be a little bit more energetic, or is it just more of a I like to keep it laid back the entire time kind of thing?
I think it's more like the setting or the mood. So like if I'm doing like a draft league battle, I think I'll typically be a little bit more hyped than I typically am, especially if it's like a playoff match or, you know, something that gets your adrenaline rushing for sure. But I feel like I definitely just, what's that saying? You feel the room type of thing. So like, you know, I'll be pretty mellow. If everyone's hype, if everyone's having a good time, like doing, I don't know. I guess when you said that, I kind of pictured like a party.
Yeah, you
like,
vibe off the energy.
I'll feed off that energy, and I'll be a lot more energetic for sure.
I like it. Now, how long have you been a fan of Pokemon? Because all of us do this whole YouTube thing as quote unquote Poketubers, right? And your typical content is mostly on your channel that's on Pokemon. How long have you been a fan of it?
Since I came out the womb. Bro, I had a baby blanket that was like with, I think it was Charmander on it, and my mom used to show me pictures like when she found that I was doing YouTube like Pokemon content. She showed me this picture of me as a baby, and she was like, I knew you were gonna do this, like making a joke of course, but like it was so funny. But no, but in all seriousness, probably really got into it like when I was maybe 10 or 11. Like my first game was Fire Red that I played myself. Like my older brother had a Game Boy Color. He's about 5 years older than me, so he was playing like Yellow and Crystal and stuff like that, and I would like occasionally turn it on and like do a little part of it, but I wouldn't save it so I wouldn't mess up his file, you know, but I'm doing my own thing. And yeah, I just fell in love with the game. But as far as like competitively, that was probably like a year ago, maybe a year and a half, like when I first started doing content.
So it's relatively recent. So you've been you're a Cantonian from the very beginning. That's cool. That's like the main common denominator from like all the content creators are going now that they've been doing it since they were young kids. Did you have, if we were to put you in a spot, right? And if we were to ask you from beginning to end, what is your favorite Pokemon of all time?
Raichu, no doubt.
No.
That's my dog.
Is there any memory? Is there anything attached to that?
I guess it's like I used to watch Pokemon off these VHS tapes. Oh yeah. And I just remember watching and I just remember watching the episode where Ash goes to fight Lieutenant Surge, and then Raichu's just right there standing next to him looking like a badass. And then there was like this other episode I remember waking up like on a Saturday morning, and like in the episode, like Raichu like pins Pikachu to like a tree and he hyper beams him in the face. And I was just like, damn, this is that man. This is that man, like, no joke. But yeah, ever since then, I've been a fan. He got my heart, and that was it.
That's funny. You and I actually have the same beginning, because my favorite Pokemon was Raichu before it obviously evolved into Charizard, like every other fan does for when they're a kid. But I actually started as Raichu because it was my very first when I opened up my very first booster pack as the base set. I remember pulling out the rare of that card was a Raichu, and that was like my favorite. I still have that card to this day, and then ended up obviously evolving into Charizard. So I definitely feel that badass feel to it, especially because of the mascot, so you see it all over the place. That makes it dope. Yeah. I know that you made one of your mascots for your draft league teams as Raichu. Did you
yeah, I did, but honestly it was like I just like took a picture off like Google and like put like my team name on it. It was kind of like just like a little Chafita little logo.
That's what Daniel did for his first one too.
That was the transition.
Yeah,
bro.
the first Mimikyu logo.
You got it, dude. So like, unfortunately, guys, please don't do this. I'll say this anyway. You can Google the San Diego Snugglers, and there's 3 logos that are gonna appear. All 3 of them come up on Google if you type them in. The very first one that ended up starting off in this random showdown league for TTM, the token minorities. It was a summer showdown event, and ended up using this thing that I did the same thing. I grabbed the Mimikyu PNG from Google. I cut the bottom off before I really anyway, the bottom flutters because for those who don't know Mimikyu sits underneath the disguise and you can see it black underneath, and this PNG specifically had a little bit more black on the bottom, so I was like, I'm gonna cut a little bit off so I don't get trademarked. And I put it on top of a shield that looked like a Raider logo.
He literally made a thing. It looks like a Raiders like freaking logo. It looked like he was a Raiders fan.
Oh my god. And it was the same way, so the both of us have the same ideas just to get stuff done. Do you find it that your secondary nature is to be creative? Are you typically like that? You just think out of the box or just grab stuff together?
Honestly, I consider myself like the least creative person ever. Like, I don't know why. Like, I guess it was because I don't know. My brother, I feel like my brother got a lot of the creative content because he always like he drew, he like painted, he made music, he rapped, he did stuff like that. So I always felt like that was more of his thing, and like you know, I used to write raps with him too, but like I feel like I was more like just kind of doing it because he was into it, and we grew up pretty close. So I honestly wouldn't consider myself that creative of a person.
What I've been figuring out lately, because I felt the same way, because I'm like not artistic or anything like that. I have a creative mind. Like I can think of stuff on the spot, kind of like good ideas.
Oh yeah, we're talking about this.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. And Daniel can like see something like blank and like create something out of it. Like he's crazy like that, put stuff together. But what I figured out lately is like creativity doesn't just have to be in an artistic sense, like, or musical sense. It can be in something else, you know. Some people can be creative at their job, whatever the heck that is. Some people are creative on computers, whether even if it's like straightforward coding or whatever. So like creativity, it's whatever and what you find, what you love. So I think by you doing YouTube, that is a creativity in itself, because you are creating content, you know what I mean? You put it together and edit it and stuff. So
yeah, I
say you'd be a creative person.
How did that whole start? So everyone has a reason why they started YouTube, right? Because you could play video games willy-dilly. You can play with your friends and fam and just call it a day. But there's a select few people that will say, hey, I'm going to do this for other people to watch. What made you want to start creating content?
Yeah. First of all, I just want to say, like, I love that perspective, Summer, like that you talked about, because I definitely see it. Like, doesn't just have to come to an artistic sense. Like creating something does make yourself like creative. So I definitely agree with that. And I guess the reason I started the funny thing is, the reason why I started playing Pokemon, I was actually really into gaming on the PS4. So I used to play Fortnite with a couple of buddies when it was really popular. And I don't know if you ever play games like that, but you get hype when you catch a dub and you scream, you kind of like, you know, just whatever.
You get hype,
and then,
you get lit, yeah.
yeah. And then my daughter was actually a newborn at the time, so I would be playing at night and I'll wake her up because I'm screaming, or like the TV was like too bright for her because she'll wake up and stuff like that. So I actually stopped playing like Fortnite and PS4 games, and then I hopped on Showdown, like the Showdown server, to play Pokemon. And that's when I first like started looking at Pokemon. Like I used to watch 6 Foot Hacks. Like, that was the first person I ever watched play Pokemon. And I was like, what the hell? Like, what do you mean you can like do this competitively, you know? And then I kind of explored Showdown a little bit. I started playing, and that's when I got into like my one of the first leagues I ever did. And one of the people they had people in that league that used to record games on the Nintendo DS, because I didn't have a capture card myself. What's up?
Yeah. No, I was just saying, oh geez, like that's crazy.
Yeah, I know, right? Like people in the league would literally, and the most annoying thing is like they have to sit through your whole video, or like put it to the side while it's playing, so they would see it too, you know? So it's a huge favor. Shout out to Lantern Joe who used to do that. But yeah, he recorded like my games, and then I was like, hey, you know what? Like if someone's recording them, I had like this old beat up laptop. I was like, hey, you know what? I'll try to start making YouTube videos. This would be pretty cool. And yeah, that's just kind of how it started. I started making videos. People in the league watched. I was getting hyped off getting like 4 views. So I kept going and now I'm here.
Nice. That's awesome.
That's awesome. That's how it starts. It's really, it doesn't have to be, for those of you who want to get into content creation, it doesn't have to be instant popularity off the gate. Like, not everyone's, I typically, if you start real hot right out the gate, you had some kind of following out of a different platform to begin with, whether that was social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, whatever it may be, and you pulled that audience into YouTube. Those are typically the people that find instant success. But if you're like us, or you're like, you like a game and you want to play it, and you get 2 people to watch it, dude, that's dub. 2 people that you don't know watched your video, that's big. So just make sure you just get out there and do it. You said that you started Gen 7 recording. Is that basically what happened? It was the 3DS doing those verse recorders?
Yeah, Gen 7 was like the first like Pokemon generation where I like did competitive Pokemon.
Yeah, 6 Foot Hacks. Oh my goodness. So
that guy.
Shout out to 6 Foot Hacks. He's an alumni at the Grandmaster's table. He's a beautiful human. He actually, what's cool is that the 3 of us, Leo, Mario, and myself, we actually have this group chat that we've been keeping in touch with each other for quite some time, and it's cool to kind of get the perspective of, you know how you have that vision or that set of goggles to specific people on the internet, like you see them killing the game, whether if they have 20,000 subscribers, 200,000 subscribers, you have this like goggle of like, oh my god, this is a celebrity, and then you get past that, and then now you realize that they're just a regular person, and you become good friends with them. You ended up creating relationships like what we have. Do you feel as though you have that in a certain way where you come across another content creator that you're like, oh my god, this is an amazing human, or have you kind of gotten over that a little bit to kind of add on to your own content?
Honestly, there's always going to be that kind of like I don't want to say maybe it is intimidation, like you see somebody who you see like me, let's take myself for an example, right? Like 6 Foot Hacks was someone that I first watched playing Pokemon, so like I guess you could say he was big to me, kind of like in a way, like, you know, you look up to that person type of thing. So there is always like that kind of intimidation when you first start talking to them, but like you said, like once you break down those barriers, once you break down those walls, you get comfortable with each other, you realize that it's just somebody else who's really cool, or you know, not in my case, but you could find out that they're not very cool, you know. You can turn out to hate them or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I mean, it definitely is cool, and honestly, there's a lot of good energy and a lot of good people in the Pokemon community right now, for sure.
Have you found that reverse role to you just yet? Have you ever found someone that just randomly fell like upon your video and they're like, oh, you're Mario B? Has you had that moment just yet?
Honestly, I kind of had like I have like a very good friend now. His name is Jalen. He actually was one of the first people to ever kind of support me, and then one day he just messaged me out the blue like, hey, do you want to join my league? I enjoy watching your videos, stuff like that. And we just kept talking. We kept talking. Now like he's one of my closest friends in the community. So only him though, that only happened with him, but yeah, definitely happened, and it's cool. I mean, I always encourage people in my videos to like join my server, come say what's up to me, come talk to me, even if it's not Pokemon related, you know. Sometimes people just want to talk, especially during like these troubling times, you know. We have a lot going on right now, so for sure. I'm always down to listen. I'm always down to talk about anything, pretty much.
My man, we love that. Now, kind of transitioning over, you mentioned you had a daughter. So you have a little one? Yeah, how old is she?
Yes, I do. She is 2 years old. She actually just turned 2 about 3 months ago.
She's so cute.
And yeah, man, you never know a love until you have a kid, I feel, honestly.
For real. Yeah, Arya's about to turn 2 next week. So it's crazy. It goes by fast.
It does. Having kids is crazy. So you is it just your daughter, or do you have multiple?
No, I just have the one. Just the one for me right now, please.
You seem pretty potent. What the hell? I'm gonna head out.
That was a little fun jab. That's the relationship that Mario and I have. But that's cool, man. So 2 years old, little daughter. Do you have plans on maybe having more?
Yes, but in the future for sure. I think I want to get my life a little bit more aligned because it was definitely like a surprise. Like we didn't plan to have a kid, which I'm pretty sure happens to most people, right? But
people.
Yeah, I think I think definitely in the future I want to have more. I want to have a big family because me myself, I came from like a family of only 4 people, so it was like me, my mom, my brother, and myself. And it sucked like seeing like a lot of my friends have like these huge families, you know, these huge during Christmas time they have like their great grandpas with them and stuff like that. So that really sucked. So I always kind of wanted to make it a goal in my life to like kind of start that off, you know, like I want to be that great grandpa at the party when all my grandkids and everyone is like around me and stuff like that, you know.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's the same thing that I was
Daniel's
saying.
the same way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Daniel is. I see it like I support, you know, what everyone's different. So I see it differently just because I come from like, I don't know, my family is big, but it's different in my situation. So having just my, like, for me, I have my mom, my aunt, like we have a really tight-knit little group, and for me that's so intimate. But then when we go to Daniel's side, it's a huge ass party like all the time. Like Nochebuena is like huge, insane like party and stuff. So and then we go to my mom's on my side of the family, and it's just like chill and like a couple of us just
all mellow.
Yeah, mellow.
But family is a big plate to handle. It's a lot to do. Now, being what we do, because content creation it's not something easy. It's something that's really time consuming. Do you find it a little bit more difficult to find a little bit more time to get the content done? Because I know there's all that other stuff we have to do, the editing, the recording, the getting uploaded to YouTube. Do you find it, do you have a nice little routine going, or do you still kind of have your day-to-day difficulties when you have your whole family behind you?
Man, it is definitely day to day. I would say like it's hard because you know, you have to do all your duties, right? Your parenting duties, and that typically is a 24-hour job. Like even right now, I'm on this call, but I have my daughter like on the baby cam on my phone.
Yep, us too.
So you know, like it's like a 24-hour job, man. But big shout out to my girl because honestly, she's super understanding with it. Like I'll just let her know, hey, you know, today I need to do a recording. Does that work for you? And she'll be like, yeah, don't worry about it. Like, she'll distract the baby so like she's not crying super loud for my video, or she's not knocking on the door and stuff like that. So she's the real MVP behind all the behind the scenes work, you know. But yeah, it definitely is difficult, especially streaming, right? Because I know you've had this struggle as well, where you want to stream, but like the only time you can like comfortably stream is like after you put the kids to bed. Yeah. Earliest that's happening is like 9 p.m.
Yeah, that's the only time you can comfortably do anything is after the kids go to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. So like, you know, you find difficulty because everyone's asleep at that. Well, normal people are asleep at that time, right? Working class people, all that. So it's a little difficult for sure. But all in all, I see it as a hobby, and as long as I'm enjoying doing it, I'm gonna try to make time for it for sure.
Yeah, that's good.
That's all you really can do, right? So that's the life of a parent, guys. It's the same thing with Summer. I've said it multiple times. We can't do this unless you have a good partner behind you.
A good support system.
Good support system.
100%.
Summer is the one that holds it down for our household, so we definitely feel that. So if you guys are thinking about having kids, have a good partner in crime. Good partner.
Or just support system. Like even if you have family that's understanding whatever it is, as long as like you have a good support system behind you, it makes a huge difference.
100%. I agree with you guys.
So you said that your girlfriend. So you guys are together, unmarried? How's that situation like?
That's what a girlfriend is?
I know.
I was about to say, like, is that a girlfriend?
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to keep that. How do we see maybe marriage in the future, where we kind of pull you off completely off the streets?
Man, yeah, I mean, definitely. Me myself, I'm typically not one to believe in marriage because I didn't grow up with like a religious background or anything like that. So I was never like, oh my god, I want to get married in my life. That's my life goal. I want to find a woman to tie down, type of thing, you know. But my girlfriend, she really is into. She has her beliefs, I'll say, and then you know, she does want to get married in the future, and if that's something she wants to do, I'm willing to definitely do that for sure.
Nice.
Look at my man being up and open. I like that. That's cool.
Are you guys married by chance?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we've been married for 4 years.
My right leg is bigger than my left leg because my right leg holds the ball and chain. It's a whole. Yeah, we're married. Married with kids. Thank you, man. We have 2 kids. We're married. Did the whole 9 yards. Now I'm here at home making content, doing the whole work thing. So it's living the American dream, bro.
American dream.
Oh, for sure.
So you said that in the beginning of the podcast you're in Los Angeles. Now, guys, disclaimer. We're in San Diego. Mario says he's in Los Angeles. We are currently experiencing the climate change from a basic average of 90 to 110
well,
degrees.
for us, it's 90 to 100 degrees.
I think
usually.
I think it's a little bit. Is it hotter for you over there in LA with the city?
Not
And it's been like that, to be honest. It's been like around 80. I want to say 80 to 100.
80 for them,
85 to 100. But honestly, like a couple weeks ago, it was so damn hot. It wasn't even funny. Like in my recordings, I had the fan on. Like that's how bad it was.
Yeah, because for us, since the area that we live in, it's always hotter here or it's always colder here. Because we're basically one of the last towns/cities in San Diego County, so we're in the mountain area, so it gets like hella cold.
Mother Nature's PMS basically. So we have one day where it's 86 degrees one day, and then today how cold is it outside?
It was the high today was a nice 53 degrees outside.
And I'm sure our friends over on the East Coast are gonna be like,
they're laughing
man,
at us.
Clowning us right now.
They are.
John Jr. over there in the goon towns of Cornville is like, it's probably like 30-40 degrees over there, and he's like laughing at our 50 degrees. Like, we're over here, guys. Let's put let's paint a picture for you. Us personally here in San Diego, it was super cold. We've got blankets all over the place. The kids have to sleep with socks on. It's like, what?
It snowed in Julian. That's what I wanted to tell you. That's how you know it's cold, when it snows in Julian.
Yeah, it snowed like an hour ahead of us. It's crazy. So for us here in California, we're babies.
Yeah.
Has it been the same way over there in Los Angeles right now?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Everyone got their blankets with the animal designs out.
Yeah.
They got the abuelitas out. They got, they got everything ready, man. Everything's getting ready.
I'm dying because we literally have one of those the Mexican blankets, but ours is like a freaking American Eagle United States flag, freaking bought from Mexico.
What an amazing segue.
For real.
What an amazing segue, because I'll be honest, Mario, I think I probably told you this, but when we first met, when we first kind of got acquainted to each other, I totally thought that you were Polynesian, Hawaiian, some kind of islander.
Yeah.
I had no idea you were Latino, so you're a full-blooded Latino, right?
Yes.
He doesn't using Latino though. He's Chicano.
Chicano.
Yeah, it's Chicano, Latinx, however you guys want to say it. But yeah, 100%. Definitely.
It's funny because I think it's just because your demeanor is just so happy and light all the time. It's just what I'm used to. I had a friend, his name was Kale. He came from Santa Cruz. He was an islander. He lived in Hawaii. He's like the whole 9 yards. He's got a tattoo on his back from his whatever animals his family designed on him. And when I met you, I told Summer, I was like, I think it's from Hawaii because he seems just so nice. So. You resemble Maui to me from Moana. You're just so like happy all the time. Yeah, 100%. You got this like light islander vibe to you. I had no idea that you're Mexican, which is super, super cool.
Yeah, it's so funny you say that because actually my daughter, she's so in love with that movie right now, Moana. And every time like Moana's dad comes out, she always runs to me and she's always like, dad, So like, it's so funny you say that. And I've actually never gotten that before, that I look Polynesian or like islander, because a lot of people actually think I'm Filipino though.
Oh,
I think that's the resemblance, right? That's pretty close. I mean, they're both on an island.
Oh my god, they're so stupid.
I don't think it works like that.
Not at all. Which is funny. Yeah, I totally thought you were. So, like, I told Summer, I was like, imagine if he's from Hawaii, we can go visit him over in Hawaii, have a good time. That'd be super phenomenal.
I'm trying to go visit you guys in San Diego, though, for sure. I need to calm down with COVID because honestly, I'm super paranoid about it, even though, it's kind of being downplayed right now. Like, it's not that serious, but some people say it is.
Yeah.
So I typically try to stay in and I try to stay away. But I'm definitely trying to go out there with you guys. Maybe we can all hit the Safari Zone because I've never been out there. Not the Safari Zone, sorry. What's it called?
Pokemon brains, dude. The Safari Park.
Then we have Safari Park and we have the zoo. So pick your animals.
Pick your animals. That's a good segue, man. You said that you're kind of staying in a little bit. A lot of us, obviously, this doesn't pay the bills. Like you said, this is a hobby. Yeah. What do you do outside of making content?
Oh, to be honest, man, I don't even work right now. I actually lost my job due to COVID.
Yeah.
I work at the mall. I used to work at a jewelry store called Zales.
Oh.
And I used to work. You guys have one over there as well?
Oh yeah.
I got Summer's ring from there.
Yeah, he got my ring from there.
But yeah, I used to work. I was actually working 2 jobs before COVID hit. I was working in the mornings as a teacher's aide at a local elementary school right here in my neighborhood.
Oh, cool.
And then, from there I would go to school. Like I did that from like 8 to 12 in the day. And then I had school from like 1 to 4. And then I went to my second job from 5 to 10 at the mall. So I was grinding it out before COVID, and I was able to save like a good amount of money. So I'm actually just taking the time right now to like focus in school. I'm taking like I'm taking like 5 classes right now. So I'm trying to get that done and I have money to pay like whatever I need to pay and stuff like that.
That's smart. That's
good.
A
smart way
That's
to
really
do it.
taking advantage of your, this
current
time.
situation instead of just sitting around. What is it that you want to do outside of school? Because that sounds pretty serious. What are you looking to do after that?
Like what are you
looking to get
going
into?
to school for?
My career, I'm trying to go into counseling, like specifically college counseling.
Okay.
Yeah, it resonates with me because when I was in high school, like none of my teachers prepared me for like higher education or even it's life in general. So I kind of want to be that advisor to like kids trying to go into college and figure out what they want to do and help them if that's the path they want to take.
Yeah, that's smart because I know a lot of people. I know for me in high school, I really didn't have any counselors that they did what they had to do, but they didn't. No one really kind of guided me, and I feel like a lot of people had that similar experience. So you kind of just thrown out there, like, okay, what the heck am I supposed to do now? Like, I had no idea what I wanted to do when I was 18 years old.
I completely feel you. I feel like a lot of counselors in high school, they're just trying to get you out. Like, let me do what I can for this student so he graduates and then he's not my problem anymore type of thing. And it's unfortunate to say, it's sad to say, but some of us have to face that experience, unfortunately.
Yep, I feel that.
Well, here we are. Mario is about to be the best counselor school has ever seen. Guys,
it's needed. It's really
needed. It really is.
I'm sorry. Let's uplift this a little bit more.
No, it's not. It's true though, because I feel like a lot of people have that experience, and I think a lot of those positions are needed more. A lot more. What are you looking at? Oh, Aria. A lot like counselors that actually care, like, and that are gonna put in the time. And I'm sure there's some out there, but sometimes with how the system works, it's like just get what they need to get done and then get them out, basically.
Oh yeah, definitely. I had like an experience with a counselor which actually kind of made me want to do this for my career. It was like he just told me like, hey, you know what, like I guess to paraphrase, like, you've been lied all your life, like you need to figure out these are the steps, like this is what you need to do, like if this isn't for you, like stop wasting your time. Like I remember he told me once, he was like, if you're coming to school for your parents, like don't do this anymore, like go get a job, like move out, like he started giving me like life, like real life advice, type of thing. So it was something I carried with me and I appreciated it a lot, and I kind of want to be that same type of I guess life-changing figure for someone else too, if I can.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Look at that. Look at Mario's being a real life influencer. I dig that. That's super cool, Mario. That's awesome. Guys, we're going to transition over to Twitter. So for those who don't know, we do offer an opportunity for everyone to get involved in the Grandmasters table by shooting out a tweet to give you guys an announcement of who's going to be joining us in that episode in that week. And today was no different. And basically, we shout out to say that Mario is going to be joining us today, and then you can ask a question so we can kind of have you guys a little bit more involved in the podcast. And so we're going to go ahead and read off of that from them right now. On the very, very bottom, we have the first one coming up from @Shekwasa. This is probably my favorite one of the entire thing. But Ashley Kwaza, he asks you, how upset were you on a scale of 1 to 10 when you found out that Mario A was already taken?
I was pretty mad, to be honest. That was my first choice. That was my first choice, but I settled for the B. So I guess we're here now.
We're gonna get a little bit more deep into that. I feel like there's a question that's also asked a little bit more in depth of what exactly the origin of your name was.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that. So
in a couple of seconds, still that'll come up to you in just a second. But the next question that we have here is from @Olivia Sama. Shout out to you, another alumni of the Grandmasters table. She asks, "What are your goals for the draft in the Crown Tundra, and what's your comfort food?" So that's a two-parter. First part, okay. What are your goals for draft in Crown Tundra?
Okay, shout out to Liv. She's a real one. Yes. But my goals, I would say, is just to hopefully win a draft league, win a Wi-Fi draft league at least, because I won a showdown one recently, but I'm trying to win like a Wi-Fi one. So I was rooting for you, D-Ray. I don't mean to bring it up. I know we're still sensitive about it.
We were all rooting for you.
It was either me or you. No, but probably just to win a Wi-Fi league with some good competition in it for sure.
Yeah,
and I appreciate that, man. I'll throw this out there now for everyone who felt the same way. It's been, you know, it's funny. I haven't had a chance to really address this, and I feel like this is just something that just is going to come out that I'd like to get off real quick. The support has been overwhelming. I had lots of people. I could probably count on 4 sets of hands how many people have reached out and said that they were rooting for me for the BBR, that they've been watching me all season, and that they'll be rooting for me moving forward, including you, Mario. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I'm not gonna cry. I cried in the freaking game. I'm not gonna cry here. It means a lot. Yeah. So what Mario was saying, it means a lot, guys, for us to be doing this every single day.
Yeah.
When we say that me winning a Wi-Fi draft league as a championship doesn't seem like all that much, but when you really break it down, the reason why Mario says that right away is because, think about it, we commit 90 days, 3 months, sometimes 4 months to a draft league where we have to literally prepare each and every week for a specific game, not only in the preparation phase but in the production phase, to ensure that the video looks nice for you guys each and every week, to getting it uploaded, to making sure we're scheduling with all these people. There's a lot of work that goes into it. So to come out on top, even if you don't get a prize at the end, if it's just something saying that like, hey, you're the champion of this league, that means a lot. So the fact that Mario says he wants to be champ, I can see it moving forward, because it's not the same to win a showdown championship. Like, I have one of those too. It just doesn't feel as good to have other people watch you. I could definitely see Mario definitely doing that. Yeah. So it's going to be, I'll definitely be rooting for you. Not the ones that weren't together, but like, come on, it's even me or you. But I definitely see that in your future moving forward. So thanks again, guys, for all the support. And Mario, I'm gonna wish you the luck, because that's gonna be a big thing. Except for, you know, we're in the BBL together, where those haven't come out just yet. We're gonna spoil it, but I can't give you that one. But in the future, moving forward. And Liv, the second part of her question, she says is, what's your comfort food? That's a good question.
That is a good question. The wrong question to ask a big man, because I definitely have a lot of them. I don't even, off the top of my head, you know what I really love? I guess it could be my comfort food, because I grew up with it. It's like carne con papa, like just
oh my god!
Oh my god! We love carne con papa.
To translate in English, it's just like carne asada. Steak, I guess.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
with potato. But like in a green salsa. Oh my god, I love that. That's like my shit right there for sure. That and wings, probably. I love me some wings.
Hey, there we go. Now the correct answer has been said. Yeah, we love some
correct
wings.
Answer. No, carne con papa is bomb.
I know, right? That's amazing. So yeah, it's carne con papa. So you do it with green.
They do it different than how your mom. How your mom makes it.
We have to pump the brakes for a second. So we love how every Mexican family always does dishes differently.
Yeah.
So carne con papa in our household is just is that a sauce? What is that?
There's no sauce. It's carne. The papa is just what makes it soften kind of all together, and then your mom adds onion, like caramelized onions to it. That's how your mom makes it.
Ah, and you said green sauce. Is that spicy?
Yeah, it can be. Like typically for me, I like spicy, but it doesn't have to be. They also do like carne en su jugo. Like it's like the carne in its own juice.
Yeah,
and it has like potatoes in it too. That one's really good too.
Oh, okay.
But ladies and gentlemen, if your mouth is not watering right now,
it is.
I don't know what to tell you, because this is phenomenal.
Yeah, for real.
A lot of people are gonna try to Google this. They're gonna be like, "What is this?" And then they're typing carne cone papa.
Carne con papa.
It's here because I'm really. You have to actually meet a real Mexican household to really get the goods.
Yeah. For real.
Amazing.
I'm ready for that. That chomporado and those tamales for sure.
Oh my gosh!
Though.
And I'm like, my mom and I were just talking about it the other day. It's birria season. We want birria so bad. Birria tacos or birria. What are they?
Oh my God,
what are they called? What are they called? Quesadillas, where it's like the and the consomme.
I'm sure that this is probably the one part of the podcast that everyone's literally sitting up off their chairs for. So we have to dissect this a little bit more. As a Mexican household, Mario, do you guys celebrate the traditional American Thanksgiving? Because today is November 9th. We're in the beginning of November, right? So it's obviously in America going to be Thanksgiving towards the end of the month. Do you do traditional? Yeah, do you do traditional Thanksgivings, or you do the whole Latino Thanksgiving?
No, honestly, we do like American Thanksgiving, I guess you could say. Yeah,
turkey, you guys mashed potatoes. Some do. So sometimes it's the Christmas version, sometimes it's the Thanksgiving version where we have tamales. Some of my aunt does tamales sometimes on Thanksgiving.
I mean, they do tamales, but we also do turkey too.
But we usually have like a mixture of both. So like half the table is like the mashed potatoes,
sometimes
the stuffing,
birria too,
and then the birria, and then the tamales.
My mom always makes birria. That's like her comfort food there. She doesn't know what to do for like something happening. Oh, I'm gonna make birria.
Oh, nice. That's a nice one. I just casually, I like have my mom make birria. Just like, okay, I feel like. You
guys eat birria with the goat or with the beef though?
So where Daniel's dad is from is where birria originated.
Let's go.
Because they had an excess. Caji. They had an excess.
Where is it from?
Cajititlan is a small pueblito outside of Jalisco.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got you.
Where Vicente
Fernandez has his original house and his ranch there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's sick.
Yeah. So the reason he was telling me the story, he was like, the reason why they made birria is because they had too many goats and not a lot of cows, and so if you just cook goat, it doesn't taste good. Like, it's really nasty actually. So they had to find a way, and it's really tough. So they had to find a way to make it like good and easy to eat. And that's how they came up with birria. But we over here, since we don't have that issue, it's beef.
I was today years old when I learned that, to be honest.
Today years
old? Amazing. Guys, you're getting some history lessons here. Thanks to Summer.
About birria. And nobody even knows what the hell birria is. They'd be like, how the hell do you even spell that?
How do you even spell that?
Birria.
Birria.
Barbacoa?
Oh, it is.
It is barbacoa. Is it barbacoa?
Is that Chipotle?
I don't know.
Is that Chipotle?
I mean, Chipotle.
You know
looks
what?
the same, right?
I think you're right, because it's kind of the same. No, barbacoa. Yeah, because barbacoa is like, it is beef, and it's like birria, but beef.
I don't know though, because like I would tell my girlfriend like, my mom is making birria, and then she'd be like, oh, I love when my mom makes barbacoa, and I'd be like, what?
You're like, no, I said birria, not barbacoa.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They might be the same.
Now I'm gonna Google search this because I'm curious.
We're talking Chipotle now.
I've only had the goat birria like twice, and it was I prefer the beef because I feel like the goat one kind of has a smell, but I know that's like the original, so it's like old fashioned, type of thing.
Well, my son, oh, you got it?
Oh, I'm reading. Birria is made by submerging barbacoa.
I'll eat it for the culture, yes.
So, I guess barbacoa is just like the meat, and birria is like the meat in the caldo. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
That
makes sense.
Yes.
Mystery solved. Guys, thanks. This is your history lesson in Mexican food 101. You're welcome. It's funny. You know what's funny is that I like to spend time on this because I let this kind of go from there. Is because when I was getting into doing podcasts and stuff, when messing with the algorithm and studying other podcasts, and the main podcast you listen to on YouTube is Joe Rogan's, Logan Paul's Impulsive, and there's one that your makeup artist does sometimes. His name is Manny MUA. He does a small.
He doesn't do podcasts.
Him and a couple others. They do. It's basically the makeup category.
Oh,
essentially. And they talk about it's food. Food is the one thing that kind of brings everything up. So if you guys love food, there's your history lesson 101.
Because everybody eats food. Everyone loves food. You
food
gotta
and
love
dogs.
Food.
Food
Well,
and
yeah.
dogs. Not together. Just
A cat person.
yeah, separated. Just the food. But anyway, the next question that we have here
Cats.
is from @PlatinumHowler. He asks you, what's your favorite Pokemon team, archetype, in VGC? And then there's another part on here. He says, oh my god.
Oh no.
Where will the Rams finish in the division this year? 3rd or 4th? Did you cheer for them when they moved from St. Louis? Okay, so the first part he asks you is, what's your favorite Pokemon team or archetype in VGC? It's VGC doubles.
I'm curious to what that question is because I tried my hardest to stay off my mentions off Twitter, so I wouldn't see any of these questions. But my favorite Pokemon in VGC right now, I think it's so hard to say because like we just got a bunch of new Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with the new Pokemon, I've been liking Tapu Fini in doubles. It's super good right now for sure. And my favorite archetype I think would be Trick Room because like I barely got into doubles this game, this Sword and Shield, and Trick Room is like so easy to use. Like even someone who doesn't know how to play can use it. Like I'm sure if you taught Summer, she could play like in a day or two. Like
Yeah.
pretty good. So it's pretty brain dead. So I think that one's probably my favorite archetype.
That's so funny.
I didn't hear the second question. You said my mans?
The Rams.
The Rams.
Oh,
so before we move
My
on to
man's.
before we move on to that question, it's funny you say that. It's so like I vibe with you so well, like on a friendship level. You and I get together so well, but I'm so completely opposite in the game type style because I played VGC before I got into Draft League, and I played Tailwind. I was very fast. I like to move quickly because so Whimsicott was on my team all the time. I would use Intimidate to be able to. I'm more of an overwhelming.
But that's also
Playstyle?
with experience, right?
Yeah,
He's
of course.
just starting in it, so
that's cool. I like to
Still
hear the aspects because there's a lot of people that think the same way as you. As Trick Room is very easy to use. It's your slow Pokemon are typically the vast majority of the metagame, and then you just click a move, and all of a sudden they're faster. That's cool. I like hearing that. That's awesome. So that's a cool little change of pace for me. But the second part of the question that he asked you here was, where will the Rams finish in the division this year? Because obviously this man's a Seahawks fan. 3rd or 4th?
First. What does he mean third or fourth?
First.
First.
he is a Seahawks fan.
Don't disrespect me like that, Howler. No, but in all seriousness, I don't know. Seahawks looking kind of hot, so I'll say second because we for sure beating out the 49ers. That's for sure.
I can vibe with that. I can vibe with that.
Packers just beat the 49ers.
Okay, so now Summer, let's just talk about the. So Summer over here is a Green Bay Packers fan, and if I were to,
yeah, I'm a cheesehead. I have an actual cheesehead hat.
Like,
yeah,
cool. I always thought that was cool.
Yeah.
It's funny because I'm like probably the most diehard Charger fan you'll ever see in your entire life. Like,
yeah,
I was involved with the team as itself. It's funny because
he loves to be disappointed. That's why.
Exactly.
Shut up, Summer. It's funny. It's a funny story because I don't think I've ever told Howler this, but when I first started getting into to football, I was a fan of the Seahawks. That was back when Matt Hasselbeck was on the team. When who else was on?
When dinosaurs were walking the earth.
Oh my god! It's when Beast Mode was young, the Young Gun Beast Mode.
Oh yeah, Beast Mode.
I was a fan of them because when I got into football, I was a freshman in high school, and the guys that kind of got me into football, I treated it more like an exercise kind of thing. So I got taken under their wing as two dudes. They're both from Washington, and they're both fans of the Seahawks. So I knew nothing better. So they liked the Seahawks, so I liked them too. I would hang out with them, so I'd watch the Seahawks. I was a Seahawks fan. And then eventually I ended up going to the Boys and Girls Club to volunteer, to hang out. And I actually got the chance to meet the Chargers back then. That was in 2005. So that was the year before LT had his MVP season. Yeah. So I met LT, I met Antonio Cromartie, I met Drew Brees, I met Phil Rivers, I met back then Sean Merriman when he was super, super young, Adrian Phillips, all those guys all at once in one big room. And I was like, okay, this is dope. That's so I ended up being a Chargers fan from then on. So I was actually a Seahawks fan before. And it's funny that you're originally an LA fan. And this is going to kind of segue into what he asked you. The third part is, did you cheer for the Rams before they moved from St. Louis? So essentially, were you a fan of the Rams always, or only when they came back?
Yeah, I actually wasn't. When I started watching football, like, honestly, I never even really watched football. Like, I used to play a lot of Madden 07 and Madden 08, but on the GameCube. And
GameCube.
I used to love the Colts because they had Peyton Manning, and I think they had like Harrison as a receiver, and was it James or something like Colt or something like that?
Andrew and James.
And Yeah. And then I just love the Colts, so I was like a Colts fan. And then once the Rams came to LA, I had to put that Colts jersey away, pop out the LA one because I'm an LA dude. It's LA's year.
Daniel's all disappointed.
LA's year.
Yeah, hey, I'm an LA fan now too, so LA Chargers stand up. I mean, you're on the wrong side of the stands, but that's okay. We'll still love you anyway, Mario.
For sure. No, but honestly, I love like watching sports. I think it's like a great I think like it was really good what they did this year with the whole COVID thing in sports. I feel like it helped a lot of people because everyone was bored at home or everyone was kind of trying to find something to do. So I think it helped out a lot of people for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I like that the season still came on, even though there's obviously some adjustments that be made. There's not all teams are allowing fans to come in. Some are obviously at 30% capacity, but being able to have that turned on Sundays is really nice because sports is what brings it. It's kind of like Pokemon, same thing, kind of sports aspect that brings people together. So esports. Yeah, there you go. True. Esports brings everybody together, so you'd love to see it. The next question that we have here on Twitter is from @CherrymanCake1. That's a Twitter name. Shout out to CherrymanCake1. That's amazing. He asks you, what made you like Pokemon and enter the Draft League format?
I guess it was watching competitive Pokemon at first, and that's actually my friend Jalen. So big shout out to Jay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess watching like I was mentioning earlier, I first started watching 6 Foot Hacks, and then I also used to watch A Drive. And then they both got me really into it. And then I found out about Joey Pokemon as well. And then you just once you get a hobby, you just kind of like, I don't want to say like blend into it, but you just like completely fall head over heels for it, and you just start playing all the time. And that's kind of just what happened to me. And it got addicting because I used to play on Smogon, which is like OU. It's like tiers, right? And then some guy was like, "Hey, do you want to play Draft League?" And I was like, "What's that?" And he was like, "Oh, like have you ever played fantasy football? It's kind of like that." And then I was like, "Oh, well, let me check this out." And then I checked it out, and it was just like super, super fun. And it ended up becoming my favorite format of Pokemon to play, for sure.
Sweet. And then the next part that he asks you, I'm kind of skipping over some of the parts he said in his question because we've answered them previously in the podcast or a little bit earlier. He asks you moving forward, he says, what plans other than draft leagues do you plan on? He says, what plans other than draft leagues do you have planned for the future? So do you have any plans for different kinds of content on your channel?
Honestly, I don't. And that's where the creativity be hitting me right there, I kind of want to do like a let's play. I kind of want to stream it and then like cut it out and put it on YouTube type of thing. But I definitely still have to see. I had to find the time to do something like that for sure.
Yeah, I think with something like that, like I feel like if you try to force something, it doesn't turn out as well as you would want it to. I think it's something that it'll naturally come to you. I feel like don't put pressure on yourself to like, oh, I have to do something else. Like if this is what works for you right now, it's what works for you. And when something comes, it'll be organic, it'll show in your content for sure.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you for sure.
Summer
is the true,
that's what I'm saying.
Knowledge behind the show, right?
God damn! Where'd you come out of left field? You need to look at your social media before the podcast more often. All of a sudden, your brain is up and active.
I've taken this time honestly and been working on myself a lot, so that's where that comes from.
There you go.
That's right.
Yes.
Love to see it.
Self-care.
Yes.
The next question we have here on Twitter is from @Matt O'Shea. Shout out to Matt. Oh, Matt. My nemesis from
my nemesis.
He asks you first question, what is going through your mind right now being a member of the Grandmasters table? I did not read that before, so perfect. What's going through your mind right now being here with us today?
Just honestly very happy, very excited, very fortunate, I want to say. Just happy to be here. Honestly, I used to like one of the first videos I ever watched on your channel was the podcast. So it's really cool to be on here. I feel like a Pokemon celebrity.
Oh my god. And one thing I think we wanted to like say, I don't know if you've said this before, but like we want everyone on here. It doesn't matter who you are, like background, nothing. Like you have to be a positive, good person, obviously, but good vibes.
Hey, we try to get the dirt too. Come
oh
on,
my
now,
gosh,
let's get
no!
the
Like we're all about good vibes here, but like it doesn't matter. Like you can have 200,000 YouTube subscribers. You can have like 50. We don't care. The whole point is to get people to know more about you on a personal level.
And I'm really happy that you're here because, like she said, the podcast here, the purpose here is to get people that make content on in the community to the community, so that way you can kind of expose yourself in a way. Like the fact that I can probably guarantee you, a lot of people that watch your videos did not know you had a daughter, unless you mentioned it before, or that you are not Hawaiian and that you are actually Mexican.
Oh my gosh.
Like things like that. Being able to get a little bit more information on the person and kind of get
it connects the people that watch your videos with you more than they already do before. Yeah.
So we appreciate you for coming on, man. You may think like this is a quote unquote honor, but it's an honor to be with you, man. We appreciate you so much.
Truly appreciate that, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate your kind words. 2-part
question that Matt has on here. This is a good one. He says in the IBL format, in quotations, Gmax hold anything. So the Gmax format where you don't have to hold, a non-competitive item like a Pokeball, Master Ball, whatever. Should Gmax Urshis be banned? Because I know that you've used it in the format before.
That's spicy. That one, I don't even know. I'm taking back right now because I have it on my team, so I'd be biased if I say it should be banned. But honestly, I think they're pretty powerful. I say keep them. Honestly, like I'm one of those people that I don't mind. Like I enjoy playing with whatever the dynamic is of that generation. So like in Generation 6, they introduced Megas, I believe. Generation 7, they had Z moves. Yeah. And now this generation, they have Dynamax. So I'm a big fan of like, okay, well, let's like play with what they have to offer. So I'm a fan of it. I'd say because I know a lot of people, I'm not sure if you said this yourself, but I know a lot of people rather play like vanilla mons, like no Gmax, just straight up 6v6. But like I said, I rather I like the Dynamax feature, definitely.
I like that, the vanilla mons. Straight Mon. I love that. That's funny. So here's the grand question that we've had postponed because I'm actually really curious about this too. At Froxy Proxy, big supporter of the channel, appreciate you, my dude.
Yes.
He asks you, why the name Mario B?
Why not? Let's start there. No, I don't know. Like, I guess. Well, the obvious reason is because my last name is Bahena with a B.
Oh, okay.
So it's like Mario
B. Yeah.
And then the 33 came because 3 is like, I consider 3 to be my lucky number.
Oh, okay.
But MarioBee33 doesn't sound as cool as MarioBee33, so that's kind of why I put 33, to be honest. I'm sorry, I know y'all were expecting a grand story from Legendary Tale, but yeah, it's because of my last name.
No, that works too, because people don't know that my name, because it's funny because I've had people call me Dre, like Dre or Dre, like because like the DJ or something, but D is my first name, Daniel. Reyes stands for abbreviation from my last name, Reyes. So it's D-Ray. The Grandmaster part is because I'm old, guys.
Grandmaster, you literally just like, I've never seen someone with Grandmaster. I'm gonna put Grandmaster in front of my name. That's literally what he said.
No, honestly, the real reason is because I was a big fan. I don't think I've ever said this part of it because I don't think I've ever had this question before. No. So the speaking on the origin of what Mario was saying that of his big build up was the reason is Grandmaster. One, because I'm old. So I'm older in the community. I just started a little bit late making content, but I used to be a big fan of Jackie Chan Adventures.
Oh yeah.
The TV show, so the cartoon, so where he would go out and find the talismans, and then in the Chinese Zodiac,
that's some old stuff rocks that you would need. Like I remember you watched it, and he had to pull out the laptop to try to watch it. It's all messed up and warped.
So essentially, if you guys are interested, to go look up Jackie Chan Adventures as a sitcom. So his uncle is he's a shaman. He basically is he's able to do magic, and so he's a grandmaster, and he's old. So I thought, hey, might as well call myself Grandmaster D-Ray because I'm an old fart. So that's the main.
I like that.
That's the main idea.
I always get that show mixed up with that other show. I think it's called what's it called? American Dragon, like Jake Long. Do you remember that? Did you guys watch that show?
I did. I
always
remember
get that
seeing that.
confused.
Summer's too young. Summer's
I'm
too
not.
young.
I'm older by a couple months of Mario. I'm older by a couple months.
Are you?
Yes, he just turned 25.
I didn't even know that.
Yes.
Hey, happy.
Yes.
That's right. I remember.
just
Duh.
turned
I just shouted you on the
25.
same show. Happy
Yeah.
belated birthday,
Happy
also, by the way.
belated birthday.
Appreciate it, you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
25.
More blessings for all of us.
What a young buck. That's crazy.
You don't say that to me.
Oh, it's crazy.
I'm 25.
I think this is where you stay quiet, D-Ray.
Here's where we start tripping over your words. That's amazing. No, I love that. I love the fact. So how do you say your last name again?
Bahena?
Bahena.
Bahena.
I used to hate it because when I was little, people used to call me Baena, and like Baena in Spanish, for people that don't know, is male.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like a chubby kid until I was like 4th grade, so it didn't hit me that hard. But I just didn't like people clowning on my last name, so I'll be so mad at my last name. I'd be like, just call me Mario. Like, all angry,
Just call
little
me
kid.
Mario. That's funny.
I love it, dude. That's amazing. That's a cool story. Summer, do you have anything else in closing?
Is there another question?
No, that's all.
Are you sure? Because
I'm
I see
positive.
something on the top. Or is that your tweet? Oh, okay. Just checking.
You're such a
Just checking.
amazing. Well, Mario, thanks so much for joining us here today on the Grandmaster Table.
really
Appreciate you, bro.
appreciate
Do you have any projects coming up? The floor is yours, man. If you have any projects coming moving forward, let us know what you got going on.
First off, I just want to say thank you guys again for inviting. I enjoyed your guys' company and your laughs. Always a good time. Projects on my channel, nothing really yet, but always stay tuned because it's always good vibes on that channel for sure. So definitely make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be posting up my Wi-Fi battles, especially with all these new Crown Tundra Pokemon. Hopefully a lot more Wi-Fi battles because I didn't really like Smogon like the first part of this generation. But now that there's a lot of cool mons, definitely going to be uploading some like UU, some PU, some NU, all those Smogon battles. So that should be fun. And then more Draft League to come. And yeah, that's pretty much all.
So he's very modest, guys. Mario is a very kind soul, and I love him for that. But I'm gonna gas him up real quick, guys, just for something that's coming up on his channel and on our channel. The Bandless Battlers League. This league is probably considered
Cool name. I didn't know it was that.
the BBL Bandless Battlers League.
Of course, freaking Liv came up with that.
So the Bandless Battlers League is coming up pretty soon. We've already been announced. I'm not spoiling anything, so Liv's not gonna shoot in my DMs and be like, "What are you doing?" Anyway, the BBL is probably the premier Ubers league that is on YouTube. It's a big deal, and Mario's participating in the league along with myself, OG Albina, 6 Foot Hacks, just to kind of name a couple of things. The BBR Season 2 champion, Matt Shea. He's going to be in the league. A lot of really good competitors, including Olivia Sama. So it's a big deal that he is in the league with us. Make sure you keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a phenomenal season. If you like to watch Uber Pokemon that aren't typically allowed, like Mario said in the Smogon format, it's going to be a fun time. Big Pokemon on a really fancy looking game. So make sure you guys keep your eyes out for that. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be on his channel. I will also be posting the games on my channel for my league. Do we play each other? I think I looked at the schedule. I don't know if we do.
Should I spoil it here?
Go, please do.
Week 9, D-Ray's taking a loss. Week 9. Get ready.
Nice.
Week 9.
Statements now, guys. We can spoil it now because if you haven't already, Automatic, he has a website that he has the majority of the draft leagues on there. Make sure you guys head over to draftleague-nl. I think that's what it was. And then you can find the BBL on there, and you can find all the coaches that are participating this season, as well as the schedule. And make sure you guys tune in for week 9, and Mario will eat the words that he just said on the
Hey,
put that in the video
we're
too.
1-1 right now. We're 1-1. I'm trying to get past that. I'm trying to get.
We are 1-1. He did beat me once. That's right. Oh my god. Now I'm really dialed in. Let's keep this popping.
Tiebreaker.
The tiebreaker for sure. But Mario, thanks so much, man, for joining us today. We really appreciate you for your time. I know it's really late, so thanks so much for giving us this time today.
No worries, of course. Thank you guys again.
Guys, so if you guys enjoyed this episode of the Grandmaster's Table, do us a massive favor. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button. It really does help us out a lot. And if you guys enjoyed it as well, make sure you subscribe. There's a lot of fun new stuff that's going to be coming pretty soon. Like we talked about the BBL, as well as new episodes of the Grandmaster's Table moving forward. If you did enjoy, again, leave a comment down below. And in the description, make sure you go over to MarioBee's channel and subscribe to him if you haven't already. It's going to be a fun time. He has good content and he's a beautiful soul, like we said before. So make sure you go support him. It would mean the world to us. And with all that being said, Summer, do you have anything else in closing?
No. Good night.
With that being said, we're gonna get the heck up out of here. Have a great rest of your night, and above all else, be nice. Peace.